Welcome back to the Core Cars News Tech Lab. Today we got some breaking news happening right now, and it's a bit complicated, so we're going to go over it, but DIRECTV is buying Dish for $1. With this deal, they will absorb the debt, which is quite large, including a $2 billion payment due in November. Also, AT&T is selling the remaining stake of its ownership of DIRECTV to TPG, the investment firm. This creates DIRECTV once again as an independent company from AT&T and Dish from EchoStar, though with some minority stakes and ownership there. We'll break down everything we know and a whole lot more in a quick second. First though, this is complicated. I got several stories covering this, including the over $30 billion AT&T lost on DIRECTV since it bought it. We'll put a link to that in the show notes and in the first pinned comment. You can read those stories down there for yourself. If you like what we do, hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know. It really does help us because it then lets YouTube know to recommend our videos to some more people. All right, let's dive into it. So, we'd heard late last week that Dish and DIRECTV were in advanced talks to sell. This is being pressured by Dish having a several billion dollar almost payment due in November, but only having about $500 million in cash right now. Also, Dish is trying to pivot itself from, or I should say Dish's parent company now, EchoStar is the new name of the parent company, trying to transition itself to a wireless company with 5G networks, Boost Mobile, and the like being its core of its business. Now with this, they have agreed to sell Dish for $1 plus all of its debt. We'll have to wait and see exactly how large that is at the time. I don't have a full number. To DIRECTV. Now, reportedly, Dish's parent company EchoStar will retain some type of minority stake in the company and get some ongoing payments. This news is so new. We're only doing this from the SEC filings. We don't even have a press release yet, so we'll have to see exactly how that breaks out. But what we do know, what is official, is AT&T as part of this deal has sold its remaining majority ownership, which was roughly 70% of DIRECTV, to the minority owner, TPG Investment Group. This is a group of investors who will now be the majority owners. Now, this comes as AT&T will lose over $30 billion. Back in 2015, kind of at the peak of the pay TV industry, AT&T bought DIRECTV and later Time Warner, but the DIRECTV deal with all the assumed debts was worth about $67 billion. Now with this, DIRECTV will get about a total of $34.2 billion so far, resulting, yeah, that is correct. $34.2 billion received from DIRECTV since they purchased it, and with a staggering $32.8 billion roughly in losses. Those numbers are rough, but come from the AT&T press releases from when they bought it and when they sold it. I know a lot of people are going to, in hindsight, look back. I know I joked that, this may be one of the worst deals in business ever, but at the time, things were very different. Remember, 2015 was when cord cutting was still new. Core Cars News was only roughly a year and change old when this deal happened. A mass majority of Americans hadn't even probably heard of cord cutting really, or even considered it. And at the time, many people were thinking cord cutting to get where we are today would take a lot longer. Cord cutting had several major speed ups happen, one being 2020, where people being stuck home and streaming content, I think, dramatically increased the rate of cord cutting, negatively impacting both DIRECTV and Dish. The other thing that was completely unknown at the time was the rise of Starlink and wireless internet and new internet options in rural America, giving people who previously only had satellite TV as an option, new options that they didn't have, also strongly negatively impacting DIRECTV and Dish. These are the things that in hindsight you see, but at the time you cannot. So a lot of people thought this was a great deal at the time. Honestly, I understood why it happened. AT&T wanted DIRECTV, and they thought they could merge it with their wireless business to grow their wireless business by offering TV services with it and diversifying their business. Sadly for them, the rate of cord cutting skyrocketed far faster than expected, with multiple factors there, plus the expansion of high-speed internet to rural Americans who previously did not have it, and the launch of services like YouTube TV and others that at the time weren't even around. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. If you're a Dish or DIRECTV customer, nothing's changing right now. In the short run, both companies remain separate. AT&T's deal to sell its remaining stake, for example, is even expected to close into the second half of 2025. Now, both of these deals need to be approved by regulatory agencies. I expect both will be. I've said this, I don't think this is the monopoly it once would have been. Yes, it will create the largest paid TV provider, but the fastest growing paid TV provider in the United States right now is Sling TV, YouTube TV. I'm thinking of Dish. I apologize. Correction, YouTube TV is the fastest growing TV provider in the United States. Prior to this deal, it was anticipated within the next few years it will become the largest. Now, this deal could change that, but it's still on track to be a major competitor. With Starlink and now Amazon and 5G home internet expanding into rural America, so fiber, and the list goes on of new internet options. The competition for rural America that satellite once served exclusively is now very saturated with other options. We'll see what happens there. So I think with that rise of competition of streaming, the rise of availability of internet in other places, the general collapse of the satellite market very heavily, some cases more heavily than on cable side, will likely mean that the regulatory agencies will approve this, probably with some conditions. We'll have to see what those conditions are, though. Well, there you go. Breaking news. Dish and DIRECTV are merging. Check out corecarsnews.com for ongoing details, exactly what that means and how much control of this company EchoStar may maintain over Dish. But I'll be honest, if you had asked me 5 years ago before Dish bought Boost Mobile and all that and got into wireless, I would have said Dish would be someday buying DirecTV from AT&T. That was about the time AT&T started wanting to get out of TV. Didn't expect it. But with the purchase of Dish, this purchase of Boost Mobile and its wireless spectrums and its desire to become a wireless company, I fully understand why it's going the other way. If you like what we do here, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. We really do appreciate it. We'll be back again with another video real soon.